18. Annex 19, which was added later on, it is about the whole safety management system. How we ensure safety, whether you are operating a flight or you are operating ATC or you are on the runway, but runway, various lighting, runway surface and all these things, everything comes under Annex 18. So to implement this one in India, to make rules on this one, because that's a guideline by the ICAO. We are the member country of ICAO. So these are the agencies which are regulatory authority. Like Directorate of Civil Aviation, their main function is the safety part. Whether it's aircraft safety or the airport safety, the overall safety of the aviation, that is done by the DGCA. And when they issue, they don't say annex or such and such section of the ICAO. They have framed their own this one, which is called Civil Aviation Requirement, CAR. So that is required for any person, whether it's you are working in the aircraft operation or on the ground, ATC, anything. So those guidelines is given by DGCA, and that is in the form of Civil Aviation Requirement, CAR. Same way, as far as the security is concerned, that is done by the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. So Annex 17, whatever is written in ICAO guidelines, that has become a rule, and that rules are presented by Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. It is as per the National Civil Aviation Security Program. Then we have got the Aircraft Accident and Investigation Bureau. Again, it's directly reporting to the Ministry of Civil Aviation. All these four entities what I have proved, they are under the Ministry of Civil Aviation. That is Airport Economic Regulatory Authority. The last one is basically about the prices, about the ticket price and how it's regulated, about the airport service fees, etc. Everything is in number 4. Then about the airports, if you talk, most of the airport in India, it is under central government that belongs to the Airports Authority of India. Maximum airport. Most. Some airports are private and PPP mode, like Delhi, Bombay, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and many other airports are there actually, which is either private or private-public partnership. So this is under PPP mode. Then there are state government airports are there. Many state governments airports are there. Then a joint venture airports are there. Like Deoghar airport is like DRDO, Government of Jharkhand, and the Airport Authority of India. Chandigarh airport again is a joint venture. Government of Punjab, Government of Haryana, and the Airport Authority. There are many airports are there, joint venture. Then airlines. In India, till now we was having a lot of government airlines also, Air India and Indian Airlines were there. But nowadays that has been phased out. Most of the airlines is private airlines. But we do have government airlines also. Airport Authority also, they have got the aircraft, but that is used only for the technical purpose for the calibration of various navigation aids. So those aircrafts we have got. State government, of course, they have got the aircraft for their own movement, for their own either security reason or VIP movement, or state government they have got. But the air navigation service in most of the countries in the world, that is always with the government. That is, because of the security reason, that is always remain with the government. And India, the responsibility is given to the Airport Authority of India. So that is being done by the AI, the whole air traffic control system. Now coming to my today topic about the emerging trends. Before I start my topics about this one, I think most of you must be already knowing that India has become the third largest growing sector in the domestic sector in the aviation. That is after China and USA. That's a big achievement for India. Number of airports has doubled. From 74 it has come to 157. So you must have seen almost every 2-3 months our Honorable Prime Minister is inaugurating some airport. Must be frequently coming in the TV news and all. And 200 additional airports is expected to be in next 20 to 25 years. That's already planned. About 800 commercial aircrafts are registered with the DGCA. This is apart from many private airports as well as many international aircraft. So about 800 commercial aircraft are registered. Then there are thousands of aircraft which are utilizing Indian airspace. They are not landing and taking off. They are just utilizing the Indian airspace. They overfly Indian airspace. So this map I want to show you. The whole India geographical boundary in the continental upside. Within the Indian geographical boundary, the whole airspace is controlled by India, that is ATC India. But apart from that, there is a big airspace over the sea area, Bay of Bengal, the Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea. Those responsibility of controlling the aircraft over this airspace is given by ICAO to India. And we are the people, those who are controlling this whole area down below. Here this side is approximately 1600 kilometers. This side is more, 3200 kilometers, and this side is about 1400 kilometers. So apart from landing and taking off, there are a lot of aircraft which are overflying India. So we are having, we are earning, the more aircraft overfly, we get more money. On an average, suppose one aircraft is entering Indian airspace this side, from southeastern country, is entering via Calcutta ATC, is going that side, and exiting via Amritsar Lahore ATC. In one go, suppose when aircraft is going, he is on an average pay about $100. So imagine if 1000 aircraft is overflying, 100 into 1000, big figure in 24 hours. That much we are earning through the overflying traffic by virtue of providing the ATC service. So if you see this one, this is the real radar scene. I mean, people will think what radar. That too is not the whole India. It's just one portion of the eastern India. Small, like as a khichdi, ants, as with ants are moving. Of course, there are separations are there. I've just taken a click with my own mobile camera. It's not very high-fi camera also. Own mobile I have taken this photo, one of the photo. It's just all aircraft. This call sign is, but later on I will show you various call signs. They are domestic, international, Air Force, small aircraft, big aircraft, all this thing. Now, just a brief about in which way we actually control all this traffic. When at the airport you see, there is a control tower. Everybody thinks, okay, those controllers are sitting, they only controlling everything. But they have got a very limited view. In the tower where there is a glass building, for them, it is only from ground to 2000 feet, vertically, and laterally up to 5 nautical miles. Beyond that, it goes to the dark room. Then we have got another unit is called approach unit, up to 15,000 feet, vertically, and laterally almost up to 60 nautical miles. 1 nautical mile is about 1.8 kilometers, something. And beyond that go is a very, very big area control, which controls up to 46,000 feet, vertically. And since that area is very big, from 400 to 500 nautical miles, almost 1000 kilometers. So we divide that area into various sectors. So sometimes it's just like this, area south, area north, oceanic control center, and area east, area control center east. It depends upon the traffic, we can divide further. To just so that no mishap takes place in that area. And accordingly, we require more number of people also. So coming to this one. That was simply brief about the aviation. My main topic which I was given about the emerging trends in the aviation. So I have selected this regional connectivity scheme which has become very popular in India, and it is giving, it is helping the people, Indian citizens, like anything. It is commonly known as UDAN, Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagarik. It's a Ministry of Civil Aviation scheme under National Civil Aviation Policy 2016. There are various other things also, but this UDAN scheme was, regional connectivity UDAN scheme was one of the schemes. And this photograph which we take actually is photo one of the airport. Can anybody say which airport it can be? This is the real photo. Huh?
Should be Patna.
No, this is the Patna airport actually. So sometimes it becomes, I mean, after this scheme has come, because this is not directly related to the scheme, but the boom in the Indian industry has become, aviation industry has come in such a manner that really every people is traveling a flight. I remember in '89 when I came I used to travel with train only. Flight means it was just like a dream. So when in '89 I got a call from this aerodrome officer interview, I was not having time because time was too short. That time was the first time I sat in the flight. And it was, it was a big thing. Flight during that time, it was like a 5-star, more than 5-star. Means only few people used to travel at flight that time. So things have changed like anything nowadays. So that is what impetus Government of India has given. Big change is there. We started RCS airport at Deoghar. In the beginning, we thought only single aircraft will come, Indigo. They opted for that RCS scheme. Now it's a whole jam-packed building, Deoghar. Within 1 year, they added so many aircraft because everybody wanted to travel with flight. We started RCS operation in Darbhanga airport. Small building. We thought only single aircraft, that too half filled will come. Within 6 months, that building become congestion. Almost every day there will be something on the paper, there will be news channel, congestion, stamp pad, whatnot. This is the boom which is coming in the aviation industry. And that is really happening. And how this RCS UDAN scheme is implemented, I'll just give you a brief about that one. This is to make air travel more affordable and accessible to the general public. Formerly, the people from Darbhanga used to come to Patna, and they used to spend 3,000 rupees in a taxi. And then from Patna, they will take a ticket. Time also, they must be taking around 3 hours from Darbhanga to Patna. And from Patna to Delhi, 1.5 hour flying time. As such, ticket cost must be around 4,000. So 3,000 to 4,000, 7,000 rupees. Now, after the RCS aircraft started in Darbhanga, they are directly flying from Darbhanga to Delhi with the cost of ticket around 3,500 or something like that. So why should they come to Delhi, Patna now? That is what is happening in almost all the airports which we have constructed and started RCS flight in those areas. It is happening. And this, when the government started this RCS UDAN 2016, thing was, it was applicable for about 1 hour flying time because we thought only small aircraft will opt for that one. But slowly Indigo is having now mostly Airbus 320. They are coming forward. And initially the plan was for 500 to 600 kilometers. But now slowly it has expanded further. This is the photograph of Deoghar airport when we started. And just to have a look, this was this one. So when we started this Deoghar airport, so that time it was a VFR aircraft. VFR means visual flight rules. Means you can land only in the daytime when the visibility is 5 kilometers. So again there was a problem. There was a lot of cancellation, and there was, when the visibility is not 5 kilometers, no aircraft is taking up from Delhi to Deoghar. So again we were forced to put in navigation aids, that is the VOR. By virtue of that, we reduced the visibility to 1700 meters. Then now we are trying to put a ILS, which work has already started, instrument landing system. So we can reduce the visibility further to 550 meters. So in the foggy weather also, the aircraft will be able to land in the RCS airport. Regarding this ILS, I have made a very small video on that one, which I will share you personally later on. It means what ILS does, how the aircraft is landing in low visibility. Some of the airport you will find, some people say Delhi airport, the aircraft is landing on 50-meter visibility. Why not in Patna? So there is lot of things. I mean, there's a navigation aids as well as type of approach lights which is installed there, which makes the aircraft to land in a what visibility they are supposed to land. So objective of RCS Udan was to facilitate regional air connectivity by making it affordable for supporting airlines through. So in this scheme, concession by the central government, state government, airport operator and ANS, that is ATC, Air Navigation Service Provider, to reduce the cost of airlines operation on RCS routes. Then financially, it's called viability gap funding. This is done by the central government to support and meet the gap, if any, between the cost of airlines operation and the expected revenue on RCS route. Therefore, this scheme is applicable only in the state and airports which demonstrate their commitment to support the regional air transport operation by providing concession under this scheme. So a lot of concession is given to the airlines by the state government and the central government to make their flying viable in this regional connectivity scheme. How it runs? Airlines submit the proposal based on their assessment demand on a specific route to implementing authority of the Government of India, that is AI. Then viability gap funding, Government of India compensates the airlines for losses due to their low fares. Then there are greenfield and the brownfield airports, setting up of new airports and upgrading the existing one. Like Deoghar airport, it's a brownfield airport, it was belonging to the DRDO. Then we upgraded that airport to facilitate the landing of the Airbus 320. Tourism route, program include tourism routes in coordination with Ministry of Tourism. Like Dehradun, we have started that with the helicopter, Dehradun helipad. So that also comes under the RCS route. We are doing lot of concession to those passengers. Some of the seats that is being borne by the government. This is what we do. The state government will provide land free of cost and free from all encumbrances, and also provide multi-modal interland connectivity, this road, rail, metro, etc. So whatever the land is required for the RCS airport, first of all, those land should be given by the state government free of cost. They should agree. Otherwise, we will not able to land that particular aircraft in that airport. Then RCS will be made operational only in those states which reduce the VAT on aviation turbine fuel at this airport to 1% or less for the period of 10 years. So suppose airborne aviation turbine fuel is just like a kerosene only. Say, if you see, for example, a 1 liter of kerosene is about 100 rupees. So VAT is probably maybe 20% as such. So the state governments will agree, they will reduce the VAT to 1%. So RCS airport, because that will give lot of help to the airlines. Because one Airbus is traveling for 1 hour, it is spending about 2,500 liters of this one, fuel, ATR. So you have to compensate for that one, 25 this one. Then state government will provide police and fire service free of cost. Now, providing police will not the solve purpose, because those police person has to be trained to handle the aviation. I mean, to carry out the aviation security checks and all, anti-hijacking checks and all. So that is why they have to do a lot of courses in coordination with Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. So those courses also has to be borne by the state government. Similarly, in fire service, when we start the RCS airport in certain airport, they have got the fire brigade and all, but that cannot serve for the aviation purpose, because those fire tender has to be a bit different type. In case there is a fire while landing, they have to extinguish immediately within, say, they turn, what you call, the response time has to be 3 minutes, because within 3 minutes if you can extinguish, well and good, otherwise something will happen. So those training has to be given. So that is why those fire services, even the type of crash tender, is slightly different. So in many of the airports, the government of India, they have helped those state government in providing those crash tender also. And our people are going and train those people, like Deoghar, Darbhanga and all this. Our people has gone there. They of course charge from the state government. You pay this much money. That many times they give, many times it remains on the paper only. But that's a government to government. Forget about that. This way we are actually encouraging this for the operation of the RCS airport. There will be no airport charges live from the operation under the RCS landing. We charge landing and parking, but for the RCS aircraft, we don't charge that one. To make the airlines more viable. At the same time, we don't charge terminal navigation landing charge, terminal navigation landing charge also. That is ILS charge for utilizing the ILS system. We are not charging that also. That route navigation charge, route navigation and facilitation charge means we have got navigation aids by virtue of which the aircraft follow that route. For that also we are charging. What I was talking about, the overflying aircraft. So those charges have been also waived off for the RCS aircraft. And that will be nominal basis. This airport, I think some people can tell, this was a very, it was very difficult to construct this airport. No, it's not. Patnagar is still fine. No. Sikkim, Pakyong airport. Still lot of problem is there, because those wall is coming, is very frequently is coming down. So that issue is there. It was started by SpiceJet, then SpiceJet again they slowly stopped. Again the things are going on how to again operate in the Pakyong airport. So this is also one of the typical example of the RCS operation. So here we start. Then service tax on the tickets will be levied at 10% of the taxable value. We do charge ticket 250 rupees probably at present. We charge on the ticket. There's service tax by the airport operator. So that also reduced to by 10%. We charge only 10%. That is 250. So how much is coming? 25 rupees. So all this concession are given. That's why we are operating so many aircrafts, and airlines also coming up. We are paying to them. Then, and that is for the landing as well as takeoff for the 1 year.
So MOC is in losses.
It's in losses. Means government is spending a lot of money. But most of the responsibility they have given on behalf of MOCA, they have given responsibility to us. In whatever the groundwork, whether actually those passengers actually traveled or not, simply the airlines submit us the bill. It's not that. We actually take the passenger manifest. We count it. Then only we, okay, this is fine. Next concession what we are doing is excise duty on the at the rate of 2% that will by the aviation fuel. This Indian and all which are having the excise duty. Those is also approximately 20 to 25%. So that also they agreed we will have only 2%. So approximately you can say if a liter of ATF costs 100 rupees, it is almost coming to 50%. It is coming to 50 rupees. So cost of operation of the airlines in that airport become viable for that airlines. So that's why airlines also coming up. They are very happy. Another thing which I will show you, that is viability, that what I say, gap fund will be shared between MOCA and state government at the ratio of 80-20. Viability gap fund is, suppose a cost of a ticket is say, I'll just you go to the next slide there. Suppose there are 100 seats in the aircraft. They say 20% of the seats will be borne by the government. In the sense, whether you get a passenger or not get the passenger, those seats price will be given by the government to the airlines. Suppose there are 100 seats. So 100 seats, 20% seat, the price of that 20% seats will be borne by the government. But the 20% seat price should not go more than 2,500 rupees. It can be much less also. I remember once I was traveling very small aircraft from Coach Bihar to this Calcutta, very very small aircraft. We purchased the ticket by Salam and colleague, 3,700 rupees. And other SP was there. He came from the government of that West Bengal. For him the ticket price was 900 rupees. Then we came, I personally came to the exactly what happened, because that comes under 20 seat quota. So those seats cannot be more than that one. Apart from 20% seat, airlines, they can take anything. Now, this 20% seats price is supposed to be borne by state government and the central government. The state government, initially they are supposed to make the payment to the central government. And the central government, they will refund the state government 80% of the price. Again, the more price is, load is coming to the central government only. So this way, we are making the RCS connectivity more affordable to the airlines, and I mean, it's good for the public, no doubt in that. This is just, if you can share the, just I have put a actually memorandum which was done with the government of Bihar and the central government. So this was the MOU signed. Whatever I have taught you, everything is written in this MOU. This is what percent of this one will happen. So this was signed by, he is no more this person, he was our chairman, Guru Prasad Mahapatra, very senior IAS officer. This, during COVID he left. And from the government of Bihar it was Brijesh Malhotra, he was the principal secretary. I think he is still there. Vinasab is still there in the service, I think. And from the Ministry of Civil Aviation it was Gusa Padi, who was in the ministry. He is also a senior IAS officer. So that was the, this was the MOU signed between the tripartite MOU between the state government and the Ministry of Civil Aviation, the Airport Authority of India. This was the another subject which was given to me about the drone operation. Even the drone operation directly is not following the aviation rule what is framed the ICAO. Rather, ICAO has not framed any rules about the drone. They are slowly drafting that one. So whatever the drone operation is actually which is coming up in India. So in the DGCA they have made one portal which is called the Digital Sky. If you go to the portal, everything is written on that one, in which way the drone operation should be carried out. This is a small video. It's completely Hindi in a very, actually very simple Hindi language. But a lot of things you will find in this, how the drone is helping in the agriculture. I think anybody has seen pest. Yes, so I think just I will show you this video. It's very interesting.
ये देखने में तो पूरा स्ट्रॉन्ग लग रहा है,
हाँ जी।
पर लाखों की इन्वेस्टमेंट है और ये अगर क्रैश हो गया तो फिर क्या होगा? दोस्तों नमस्कार, आज मेरे साथ है दीपक जी। दीपक जी बेसिकली ड्रोन पायलट है, तो आप देख रहे हैं हम लोगों ने ड्रोन उठा रखा है, तो आज यहाँ पे ड्रोन के साथ प्रैक्टिकेशन करने वाले हैं। तो दीपक जी आप बताएंगे आप कहाँ से हैं?
सर हमारा नाम दीपक यादव है और रहने वाले हम यूपी के गोरखपुर से हैं।
ठीक है।
और इस कंपनी में लगभग 1.5 साल से काम कर रहे हैं।
ठीक है दीपक जी, तो आज आपने हमारे जो व्यूअर्स हैं जो किसान इस वीडियो को देख रहे हैं उनको अपने ड्रोन के बारे में पूरा बताना है, शुरू से लेकर आखिर तक। आज अगर उन्होंने ड्रोन लेना हो या ड्रोन से स्प्रे करानी हो तो ये वीडियो देख के उनको पूरी जानकारी मिल जाए।
जी।
तो शुरू करते हैं दीपक जी, पहले ड्रोन को हम लोग खोलते हैं।
हाँ जी, खोलते हैं।
ठीक है, ये फिर इसकी एक थ्रेड चूड़ी बनी हुई है।
हाँ जी,
इसी को हमने टाइट कर देना है। फिर
ये टाइट कर देंगे। ये ऐसे में फोल्ड कर देने के बाद ये फायदा सर कि एरिया में ले जाने में अच्छे से हमारा
छोटे से एरिया में इकट्ठा हो जाएगा पूरा
जी।
इसके टोटल कितने पार हैं?
ये टोटल सर 6 हो गए। ये भी इसको
ठीक है, इसको बस ऐसे उठा लेना
हाँ, बस आराम उड़ा के नॉर्मली बस करते हैं। हाँ
और ये दीपक जी इसकी स्प्रे नोजल्स होगी।
हाँ जी,
ठीक है, ये टोटल कितनी नोजल लगेंगी?
4 नोजल लगेंगे सर।
जो कि
हाँ, ये
टैंक तक जा रही है।
हाँ, टैंक से वापस आ रही है।
तो इसकी बैटरी को कहाँ पे रखेंगे हम लोग?
बैटरी हमारी यहाँ फिट हो जाती है। बैटरी हमारी होगी। मेन जो है इसका सिस्टम इसमें सब है।
ठीक है,
बाकी सारी मोटरें अलग अलग लगी हैं।
ठीक है, और ये वायर होगी जो बैटरी के साथ?
हाँ, ये हमारे बैटरी के साथ कनेक्ट करेंगे सर। सबसे पहले ये हमारा सर पहले रिमोट को ऑन करेंगे, एक सिंगल प्रेस, उसके बाद लॉन्ग प्रेस।
ठीक है,
हमारा रिमोट स्टार्ट हो गया।
ठीक है जी,
और हम बैटरी कनेक्ट करेंगे।
ये रिमोट को स्टार्ट करने के बाद बैटरी को कनेक्ट करना?
हाँ, पहले हमारी रिमोट ये कनेक्ट हो गया हमारा।
ठीक है, और डिस्प्ले के लिए हम लोग फोन का यूज कर सकते
फोन
हैं।
भी यूज कर सकते हैं, और वैसे भी आता है सर इंस्टॉल रिमोट, उसमें डिस्प्ले भी लगी रहती है।
ठीक है,
हाँ जी, ये ड्रोन हमारा कनेक्ट हो गया।
ठीक है,
मोबाइल से और रिमोट से भी सब।
ठीक है, इसमें जो हमारे खेत
हाँ, ये हाँ, ये पूरा मैप आ गया है जहाँ पे भी हम खड़े हैं।
ठीक है,
खत्म हुई रहेगी, छोड़ा रहेगा काम, वहीं से स्टार्ट करेगा।
ठीक है, इसके ऊपर ये लगाएगा
हाँ
तो
जी।
या फिर अभी हमने इसको खेत में रख दिया है, खेत में जुताई हो रखी है,
हाँ जी।
तो यहीं से अच्छे से टेक ऑफ कर सकते हैं।
हाँ, आराम से नॉर्मल टेकअप करेगा।
अच्छा, और लैंड भी यहीं पे करवा सकते
हाँ,
हैं?
कहीं भी करवा सकते हैं।
ठीक है, और इसमें कुछ खास ध्यान रखना होता है कि कहाँ से टेक ऑफ करना है, कहाँ पे लैंड करवाना है?
हाँ, सबसे जरूरी खास बात यह है सर कि जब हम स्प्रे करने जहाँ भी जाते हैं, पहले तो हमें ये चेक कर लेना चाहिए हमारा जोन कौन सा है। रेड जोन है, येलो जोन है, ये चेक करने के बाद फिर जो है हम अपने सारे जो है प्रॉपर ये ड्रोन के चेक कर लेंगे, ताकि कोई ढीला उला चलते वक्त हो गया हो तो सही कर ले उसको। उसके बाद ये देखेंगे पब्लिक प्लेस ना रहे, उसके बाद वहाँ उड़ाते हैं सर।
ठीक है, अब इसमें हम लोग दवाई डालेंगे, यहीं पे डाल दूं?
हाँ जी, यहाँ दवा पड़ेगी हमारी।
इसमें एक जाली लगी हुई है ना, कुछ हार्ड पार्टिकल ना जाए अंदर। देखो जी, इसके अंदर भी जो टैंक है, इसके अंदर भी एक मोटर लगी होगी।
हाँ, ये नीचे लगी हमारी मोटर एक, ठीक, जो स्प्रे वहाँ तक पहुँचाती है नोजल तक। ठीक, यहाँ नीचे लगी मोटर एक। ठीक है जी,
वहीं से ये चारों पाइप
मोटर के प्रेशर से जो दवा आती है सर, लेकिन
पर ये प्रोपेलर की जो हवा होगी।
हाँ, और यहाँ से स्टार्टिंग करेंगे।
1 2 3
और ये बाउंड्री पॉइंट लगा देंगे।
ठीक है,
अभी हमारा ये 2.5 एकड़ का लगभग मैप बन गया है।
ठीक है जी,
अभी हमारा मैप बनके तैयार है बिल्कुल।
ठीक है, ये वाला लाइन ये येलो है कि ये ड्रोन ऐसे आएगा?
हाँ, ये इसका रूट है, इस पे ये आएगा वो, और इसके बाहर नहीं जाएगा। अब जितना मैपिंग कर दी इसके अंदर ही अपना ये वर्क करेगा, पूरा स्प्रे करेगा, इससे बाहर नहीं होगा।
ठीक, भाई मैं भी अपने वाला ले आया हूँ जी। स्प्रे तो नहीं होगी, पर इसको हम लोग कैप्चर करेंगे, इसकी वीडियो उड़ाते समय। जैसे हम लोग इसको स्प्रे कर रहे हैं,
हाँ जी।
स्प्रे करते समय इसकी हाइट कितनी रखनी है हमें?
हमारा ये सर निर्भर करता है हमारी क्रॉप से कितनी हाइट पे है।
जैसे ये गन्ना है तो गन्ने पे कितना ऊपर रख सकते हैं हम लोग?
गन्ने से लगभग 4 फीट ऊपर रख सकते हैं
4 फीट
सर।
ऊपर।
इतना प्रेशर है कि सर वो नीचे तक पहुंचा देगा।
ठीक है, ठीक है। यहाँ पे स्प्रे हुई है ना?
हाँ जी सर, ये देखिए अब, ये सर देखिए स्प्रे हमारा हुआ है अच्छे से, और ये हमारा लगभग 1 से 2 मिनट तक रहेगा। ये तब तक वो जाग जो है अपना ऑब्जर्व कर लेगा, अपने अंदर ले लेगा। उसके बाद अगर 10-20 मिनट बाद बारिश भी होती है तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, तो ये पौधा अपना जो भी लेना ले लेगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। जैसे देखिए अलर्ट कर रहा है अभी फर्स्ट वोल्टेज पे।
अच्छा, ठीक है।
हाँ, लेवल हमारा दिखा रहा है फर्स्ट वोल्ट।
तो दीपक जी इसके
स्लो मोड में लिक्विड में जो भी है हर एक चीज का स्प्रे आप कर सकते हैं, हर एक फसल पे कर सकते हैं, बस लिक्विड में होना चाहिए सर।
ठीक है, अभी दीपक जी इसकी कीमत के बारे में पूछेंगे आपसे, पर मुझे सबसे पहले ये बताना है कि फार्मर ड्रोन क्यों ले।
सर सबसे पहले हम बताना चाहेंगे, आपके पीछे देखिए गन्ना लगा है, ये लगभग 5 से 7 फीट का हो गया है, और अगर हम मैनुअल करने जाए इसमें सर हलना ये बहुत ही ज्यादा मुश्किल है, इसमें चल ही नहीं पाएंगे। और सबसे बड़ी बात ये सर ऊपर स्प्रे हमारी जाएगी नहीं, मिला जुला के सर नॉर्मल जो है मैनुअल इसमें कर ही नहीं सकते, और हमारे ये कृषि विमान के माध्यम से आपका 5 मिनट में हर एक जगह पे अच्छे से स्प्रे हो जा रहा है।
ठीक है, तो हमें फील भी हो रहा है जैसे अभी हम लोग खेतों में आके वीडियो बना रहे हैं दोस्तों, तो जुलाई का महीना है, हुमस बहुत ज्यादा है, हम लोग पसीने से भीगे हुए हैं, तो इस गन्ने में बंदे का चलना ये बड़ा मुश्किल है। दीपक जी आप बताना कि इसका प्राइस क्या है, फार्मर को ये कितने में पड़ता है?
ये 6.5 लाख रुपए का ड्रोन हमारा बैटरी चार्जर के कंप्लीट सेट पूरा मिल जाता है।
ठीक है,
जिसमें अलग अलग कैटेगरी के हिसाब से छूट भी है, 40%, 35%, 50% ऐसे छूट भी इस पे है।
छूट का मतलब सब्सिडी?
हाँ, सब्सिडी वापस आती है। आप इसको लेना चाहें आप आराम से लें, काम करें, अच्छे से अच्छे जो है पैसे कमा लेते हैं। अगर बाय द वे नहीं कराते हैं, ये डेड हो गया, रिमोट का कंट्रोल हट गया, तो ये इसका
So this was simply just to tell about, I think, how the drone operation is helping the agriculture industry. But you must have seen about this one, what you call the cost, 6.5 lakh divided study. So naturally every farmer, they cannot afford 6.5 lakh. So here also some subsidy the government is thinking to reduce the subsidy so that it become affordable. But it helps a lot, like ganne ki kheti. You cannot formally used to put this one and the farmer used to spray, like lot of time and again you have to engage the labor also. Health hazard also. So these things become very common in the agricultural industry. Yeah.
Do we need a license for this type of drone?
Yes, I'll yes. That is the portal that Digital Sky, the DGC has given the portal. So every drone, they have to, you need not go physically actually, they will come and inspect. For some of the drone, they don't inspect also, but for the bigger side drone, they will come and inspect. So you have to go to that portal, every details is given, what type of drones and which locality you can fly that one. So everything is given. So when you come to drone, there are this many types of drones are there. One is called nano, which is very small one, that is less than or equal to 250 grams. Then there is a micro drone, more than 250 grams and less than 2 kilo, less than or equal to 2 kilo. Then small drone, 2 kilo to 25 kilo. Medium drone, 25 kilo to 150 kilo. And large drone is 150 kilo or more. Now, this is bigger type of drone is very widely being used by the forces. There is a base, personally I have seen in Jagdalpur airport, there is a drone base is there by military people. So they used to carry out the survey of the insurgency people and all those, Chhattisgarh and all these people. So they do have contact with the ATC, they take permission, some corridor is made for them. Only those at certain height only they can fly, so that they don't conflict with our commercial aircraft which is landing and taking off. And some of the drone has been very frequently being used for inspection of the railway track. Recently that Jammu line, those lines, railway tracks, that drone inspection was there. Some of the survey of India, they are using the drone for carrying out the survey. Then some of the government activity, even in some of the law and order situation, the government, they see the drone. So all those drone is registered in the digital, that platform, Digital Sky, by the DGCA. So I'll just discuss about a little bit about that one. For operation of drone, geofencing have been made in various airspace. So what is the geofencing? It's a sectorization of various airspace that you will get in that Digital sky, if you go to the portal, they have given what is red zone, what is yellow zone, what is green zone. Red zone is basically the proximity of the airport, because the aircraft is too low, whether it's taking off or landing, so they should not conflict with the drone. So that is normally up to 5 kilometers. But apart from that, the central government, they have designated certain other red zones also, which are military installation, military base, or maybe nuclear installation, nuclear base, or some sensitive area. So those are no drone zones. So that is, you can say, red zone. Then again, state government also declares some red zone, but they have to declare and intimate the DGCA so that those things can be incorporated in the digital sky. So that procedure is there. Any state government, they want to declare no drone zone, and they can designate that area, and then they can inform the DGCA, and so that accordingly they will do the mapping. Yellow zones, there is beyond 12 kilometers, up to certain height, you have to take permission of the DGCA, but up to 100 feet they will allow. Otherwise, in other area, I mean, green zone is slightly more, about 200 feet also, the aircraft will fly. But normally they don't fly because that thing is not required. But 200 feet normally when they go for a, say, railway track or a road construction, National Highway Authority of India, or when you are constructing any bridge and all, they fly slightly high to just make a more survey. Drone must be registered with the DGCA and have license to fly it. So there are a lot of drone schools has come up all over the India. So even drone pilot, for the normal pilot, the requirement is 10 plus 2 science, but for drone it's only class 10 pass. And that too here is not necessary you have to know English. I mean, Hindi also you can do that one. You have seen that boy, he was speaking in all Hindi only, very nicely he was explaining. So this is what is developing in India actually. This aircraft rules which I was telling you, ICAO has not formed any rules for the drone. That's why accordingly, the aircraft rule 1987, which the DGCA is making various rules, that is not applicable to the drone. So drone is not, it is not under the purview of the air traffic control. We do keep a track of the drone, but you cannot say that the drone you fly this side, you fly this many miles, you fly up, you fly down. We just give the particular area and we keep contact with the ground pilot who is operating that drone, if at all they are flying into some red zone. In drone rule 221, which is made by the DGCA, shall not apply to drone belonging to defense people. So defense, they don't follow the, for that matter, even the defense aircraft also, they don't follow the our rule, which is by the ICAO. They have got their own rule. Like in our, we separate the aircraft, 2 aircraft. There should be this much separation. Whereas the fighter aircraft, they enjoy more where they are more closer. I mean, that is their, that is the difference between simply a civil aircraft and the defense aircraft. So that is the way we are supposed to.
Nano drones require the license. I mean, is there any level at which beyond that only license is required?
No, nano.
Small drones, even for personal functions and VIP functions, they have started. We wonder whether they have got all license.
No, they have to license. They have to register with the digital sky. It is required. Yes.
The portal.
Yes. It is required, mandatory for any type of drone, whether it is small drone or big drone.
But does it mean a bigger one requires some? Requires some process?
Yes, bigger one requires some process. Even bigger one flying for that also.
Yeah.
Even the pilot has to also have certain response with the DGCA. And not only that, bigger one when they fly, after getting the DGCA permission, they have to take the state administration permission also.
If someone flies in the red zone without your permission, what will happen?
Yes, This happened actually when we was working in Calcutta. Then we informed the local police station.
Will they be able to track and find it?
They try their best. Not only drone,
There is one gray.
I understand. They have to.
Problem.
It's problematic.
Yeah, just
Unless the antecedents of the license holder also, because it has got a security threat also.
Yes, and yeah, I agree.
so in addition to what he said, we have seen that the drone has been a game changer in the battlefield, especially what we have seen in the
Yes.
Ukraine war, or maybe between the military and the ethnic fighting which is happening in Myanmar.
Yes.
Now somehow this has affected in the northeast states, especially, which I don't want to mention the state. Incident has happened. So how do we regulate like such kind of operations which are carried out by the insurgents in the civilian area, which lead to casualty? Is it any regulation or maybe the ways to control all this?
Yeah. Regarding the drone interception, in the proximity of the airport, the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, they have made some rules. And those rules have been taught to the CSF, those who are maintaining the security of the airport. There are certain guidelines they have given to the CSF also. In case you have some drone visible in the proximity of the airport, what are the action you are supposed to do? Because airport is as such a red zone. There are instances where we have given permission, one DGC has given, but under certain restriction, under certain timing, one drone coordinator is there in the control tower, and the drone pilot, they one-to-one coordination is there, and that time they operate. Yeah.
Drones can be easily assembled as small scale.
Yes, that is right. That risk is there.
There will be a security threat.
I understand.
Promoting drones, that I think is not been serious.
Yeah, that is not there. I mean, recently the government has banned drone. After this, we got lot of aircraft threat. Followed 134, we got bomb threat very recently. Last week itself. Almost every day we was getting a threat. So that moment, the government, they decided to ban all the drone operation.
Excuse me,
But that
sir.
was it, yes.
The drones are, there was discussion about using the drones for delivery of the small
Yes.
parcels.
Yes, sir.
So it may again pose a threat to the local people, particularly in the city areas.
I understand, sir, that delivery has, this type of thing has already started in Canada and USA. Whether they are, I mean, delivering even the coffee also, hot coffee they are giving in the drone. But India, the problem is that for that commercial purpose, you have to think from many. Number one is the security problem. Number two is the normal public nature itself. A drone is flying like this near the village. कोई बोलेगा पत्थर मार देगा drone. You pick a bimbo, उसको निकाल दो नीचे. I mean, all these factors now, because before we start, you have to think from overall the thing in which way we are living in such a this one. A small drone is coming to deliver, and suddenly छत में बच्चे बैठ जैसे पतंग को नीचे गिराते हैं. बोले चलो बम्बू लगा के उसको नीचे गिरा देते हैं.
पंजाब में तो ऑलरेडी डिलीवर होते हैं ये
So yeah, so these are certain issues. Because of that, there are many people, many companies are there, those who want to do this one, but the government is still doing lot of, they are doing a lot of groundwork. In which way? In fact, some of their area they have told to make a corridor also, a safe corridor for the passage of the drone, low area. So that groundwork is already been drafted, but before implementing, they have to think from many angles, from the security, from the safety, etc. 5 minutes only.
Excuse me, sir, one more issue about the air taxi.
Yeah.
What is the status about that?
Which one? Who is?
Air taxi, sir.
Air taxi, yes, it was there. It's a government plan is there, but we are not getting. For flying and then air taxi, but it is not become very. For example, in all over the world itself, it is not become very popular. There is some issues are there. Air taxi, because for that operation cost itself, the cost of operation, whether it's viable or not, that is the first place. And another, of course, safety and security also. Here, everywhere you'll say, a lot of things are there. Towers, Then lot of things are there. So to operate that is not very easy. Things are going on, talks are going on. So it's, I'll just jump to next one. This was one of the letter we have given for one drone operation which was in Ranchi airport. They want to carry out the drones, and which way we give the permission, how they have the coordination, the ATC. We have just a draft letter if you see. Now sustainable aviation, when we say reducing the carbon emission. In the aviation, all these are stakeholders who can contribute towards the reduction of the carbon emission. If you think about the airport operator, we have started airport design in such a way that minimum electricity is used. This, you must be knowing, any idea which airport? Yeah, you can tell because you are there. This is Kolkata, because that sunlight is coming. So most of the new airport you will find, we reduce the, inside the electricity we reduce a lot. Straight sunlight is coming. Solar panel. Here in India we have got 77 airports which runs on solar energy with 90% self-sufficiency. Around there, you will go to big airport. Everywhere around, you just see by the side of the window, you will find a lot of solar panels are laid beyond the basic stage. That we are doing almost in every airport. We are doing a lot of work on this one. Then,
Using the value of the land is.
Pardon? Yes, land, I agree.
You can do it somewhere else rather than
No, but the thing is that as such in the airport, inside the airport you cannot unusable land. This is inside the boundary wall only. Outside where we get the land? State government hardly they give us land. It's very difficult. This is inside the boundary wall only. At the same time, we take precaution to use the runway lights to minimum which is required for the landing. Like in clear visibility, we don't require all this light. We require only edge light. So we switch off the lights. But still in many airports, those procedures yet to be implemented. Like today in the morning, I was coming in Delhi. Clear visibility, but taxiway central line lights are on, green lights. That is not required. There is a high intensity light. So that is, on the other hand, that is giving more pressure on the unit producing the electricity. It may be DG set or it may be thermal power plant. So those things has to be reduced. Then there are this thing which is coming up, but it is not become very popular because it's not very cost effective. That is the electric aircraft. It is a 90-seat aircraft. One airline is there somewhere which is operating, but it's not cost effective. It has not been implemented in India till now. There are things going on about the sustainable aviation fuel, which is made out of algae, all the used cooking oil, or some vegetables. So in India, Indian Oil, they are working on this one, and they say sustainable aviation fuel can reduce the carbon emission by 80 to 100%. So if the aircraft is using this one, there will be zero emission. The problem in aviation is that the aircraft, even though the contribution of the whole carbon emission is less, but the aircraft is flying at high airspace. So the carbon, they are throwing in upper airspace, that is become more dangerous. So that is the issue. So here what happened, we are doing lot of steps actually. Like in ATC what we do. Formerly we was not having a radar system, complete radar system. So we used to give the separation by virtue of time. If two aircraft maintain the same level, we used to give 10 minutes separation. See, one aircraft is reported Calcutta at flight level 320, other aircraft, suppose 1100, other aircraft can report Calcutta only after 1110 only. So 10 minutes separation means two aircraft is approximately 80 nautical miles apart, far away, without radar. But that was the system because we cannot see the aircraft with our own eyes. We was just keeping in VHF contact and maintaining this type of state, reported Calcutta, reported Gaya, reported Patna. It was a very, very tedious job. Subsequently, with the help of government, the whole Indian airspace is covered with the radar. And we have got a very good state of our VHF system. We can communicate directly. The way I am talking to you is as fast anywhere. So what happens? We have this one where actually just one going to be over. It's small. So those 80 nautical miles we have reduced to 10 nautical miles. So nowadays almost every aircraft is getting the desired level. Desired level means economical level. Any aircraft want to fly to Delhi, they want, here pilot is requesting you can fly level 330, okay, approved. Because we have reduced the separation to 10 nautical miles. And in the proximity to the airport, it is reduced further to 5 nautical miles. We 2 aircraft can maintain same level at 5 nautical miles. Not only that, in landing, previously, until it is reported that one aircraft touched down, other aircraft cannot start the approach. So sometimes about the airport there are 2-3 aircrafts holding. But with the radar, we have reduced the separation to 4 nautical miles. Every 4 nautical miles you can make the landing takeoff line. So naturally there is a reduction in the time, reduction in the fuel consumption, and by virtue of that, reduction in the carbon emission. In which way we are doing this one. Then after that, we have used a direct routing. Like formerly the aircraft used to go from, based on the route is made on the ground-based navigation. Like aircraft departing from Calcutta to Delhi, it will go to say Gaya first, then after Gaya it will go to Patna, Varanasi, Lucknow, and then Delhi. Here with the radar, we gave a direct routing. So there is a lot of reduce in the time and lot of reduce in the fuel consumption, and by that lot of reduction in the carbon emission. Then we are using flexible use of airspace. Defense people, they have certain airspace, formerly they was not given to us. Now when their airspace is not in use, they give their airspace to us. So we take our aircraft over that airspace. Again there is a shortcut. So carbon emission has come down drastically.
So how is this airspace divided between civil use and military use?
Yes. Military use, they have got very, very limited airspace. Most of the airspace belongs to us only, like Kalekunda, or for that matter, Hashimara and all this place. They have got certain designated airspace and up to certain height only. Some airspace are there unlimited, but some airspace up to certain height. So whenever they, because their operation is normally in the morning hours only. Normally they do flying up to 2 o'clock or something like that. Whole day they are not doing. That time they hand over to us. We bring our aircraft to the airspace. So in this way we are doing.
Sir, one question.
Yeah.
And when we are operating Western countries internationally, sir, how best we are using the Western is wind. I think that might be saving some fuel.
I'm not getting it. Oh, wind.
Western is a wind.
Yeah. In the winter you will find, in the winter especially you will find a clear air turbulence as a cat. You will get a westerly wind.
How do we use that, sir? What is the efficiency?
It reduces the time. Suppose aircraft is flying from, for example, Calcutta to Delhi. Delhi to Calcutta aircraft is flying. This time when the winter, onset of the winter, there is a lot of westerly wind. So if the time is taken in the normal time, so 2 hours from Calcutta to Delhi to Calcutta, with the help of this westerly wind, it will reduce time almost about half an hour. Because you get tailwind.
By saving wind, I think
Yeah, that is there. Always we do that. Then we have got performance-based standard instrument departure and standard arrival routes. So formerly we used to give tactical battering. Means aircraft is coming from Calcutta to say Delhi to Calcutta. The radar controller say turn left, turn right, and then slowly we used to make a landing. That was making a more of the airspace and more distance. Now we have made a standard routes. Simply when the aircraft is coming, they simply follow that route and slowly they come and establish the LSM and land. Again, there is a reduction in the, lot of reduction in the fuel and reduction in the carbon emission. Then we have got a constant descent operation. So formerly we, without the radar, we used to give step descent. Descent to fly level 150, descent to fly level 140, descent to 4,000 feet, descent to 2,000 feet, descent to 3,000 feet. Now we give constant this one. So just then same way constant climb operation. Aircraft requesting 370. Immediately after departure, okay, 370 available, climb to flight level 370. We don't give step decline. By virtue of that, again, there is a lot of reduction in the fuel. Then, is telling time is too short. Okay. Then we have got many other methods actually in the ATC where we have reduced the carbon emission drastically actually. Drastically we have reduced. And the people are comfortably. Formerly you will find when the aircraft is coming from Calcutta to Delhi, they say, I am your number 4 in the landing sequence. Nowadays you will find hardly you will find. Aircraft comes and straight away get the landing clearance. Because not only that, we have taken step like that we have got certain thing which is called air traffic flow management. If Delhi people intimate Calcutta that this aircraft landing time should be at 11:30, the Calcutta ATC will not allow that aircraft to depart before that, because he don't want that aircraft to come and hold over this and unnecessarily use the fuel. Not only that, many times you will find the aircraft is requesting startup, the controller is telling startup not approved. Because the controller calculation is such that once the aircraft engine starts, he reaches the holding point, he enters the runway and take off. He don't want the aircraft should stand on the holding point and consume the fuel. We are thinking up to that extent also. So this was a small presentation about this one. Thank you. Do you have any?